We need the contract with the producer, or we need the information, the BMI information for the producers on the track, who wrote the song, those types of things. You have to be able to provide those. I've lost opportunities because I did not have that information on hand when they asked me, because they're not going to wait. They'll be like, yo, we're just going to the next guy. Well, here, can I get that to you tomorrow? No, never mind. We'll get it from somebody else. It's all good. So that being said, please go back and make sure that you have your paperwork in order and you can produce it when they ask you. Because the worst thing in the world is have some money on the table and you can't get it because you just didn't have it on you. I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat, and I tried to get to a lot of them. What's the best agency to try and send your music to? I think that's the next class. And I'll preface that there is no one shot. There is no best. An agency or a library is just a go-between that they work with certain shows and certain outlets. And I would typically look at the types of placements a library has and see, are those the types of placements that I want to get, and do they align with what I do? Because, like, yo, if I go to a library and they have country placements and I don't primarily make country, why am I emailing them? Like, I'm wasting their time. Because, like, hey, library, country library, I have hip hop. You'd be like, dude, did you look at our page? Like, we place country music, you know, and we're primarily a country music library. It says countrymusiclibrary.com on the top. Why would you send us that? And so, that being said, there kind of is no best. That's why I always preach that you kind of have to do your own homework when it comes down to who you're sending the music to. And in my next few couple lessons down from it, but in my library session, I'll talk about, like, hey, the types of music libraries. Like, yo, there's some that I don't believe you should send your music to. I don't believe you should do a deal with them. That's no slight against them, no shade to them. But, like, yo, like, I don't like the types of deals that they give out. And I don't like the terms. And so, hey, it might be for you. But, like, yo, I don't dig it. And I like, hey, I read him like, oh, no, I don't think that's fair. So I can't say, hey, go with these guys, they're the best. Go with them, they're the best. It's just homework you have to do. And I can't steer you anywhere. And I don't want you on my music library. I'm doing good. Stay off my street.
Stay off my street. That's
But that's
hilarious.
what I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying, like, yo, we're all going to have to find a niche and a road where our music fits in our lane. And if we stay in our lanes, we can all be lucrative.
Amen. I love that. Hey, you guys, any last questions for Dave? We have 2 whole minutes left, and you're welcome to throw your questions in there. So if there's no more questions, Dave, any last tidbits, or would you just like to say a fond farewell?
Yo, homework actionables. Let's make sure that our business is done correctly. If you're an artist and you don't own your stems, you don't own your masters, I would say let's start the talks at least with those producers or entities, or that with your label. That part of it is super important. And that's where the money is, and hopefully that's where your money is ownership of the IP that you created. IP is intellectual property, and ownership of our intellectual property is what generates money for us. So, like, let's get on the ball with that. God bless.
All right. Okay, we do have one last question, and it just turned 7 o'clock. But really quickly, Richard is asking: are there sync opportunities for explicit content?
Sometimes, but not all the time. Depends on who you ask.
Depends on who, yeah. And it's been, yeah, they'll ask you. The supervisors will say, hey, we need, we want whatever content for this bar scene or whatever. So yeah, when you get the brief, which is they're going to explain to you what they're looking for, it may or may not. So there's possibilities for anything and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the great thing about sync, is that it is very diverse, and all different genres are are welcome and used and
It's
utilized.
broad. It's very, very broad.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, that's another one for tonight in the books. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. And Dave, thank you so much for everything that you are bringing to the table. I love it. You guys are awesome. And we will see you tomorrow and, of course, next week. If you guys need anything ever at all, home team at musicalliance.com. And have a great night. Thanks so much.